Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Velvet Talks, an emergency episode of Velvet Talks.
It's an emergency backup Velvet Talk. We're in dire straits right now.
Literally, we are recording it today. It is going up in a few hours.
An emergency patch talk.
Oh my god, yeah, emergency.
Day one patch.
Day one patch talk.
Yes.
All right, so cards on the table. This is the Steven Universe talk. I'm joined with Sora today.
Hey.
Throughout the next couple episodes of Steven Universe, it'll be Sora with me. For those of you who don't know the rundown, Sora's going to be my co-pilot on this release of Steven episodes, because Gang Widow's out in a mystical land right now. And then when she comes back, hopefully we can get all three of us and we can just discuss the whole thing. That'll be fun.
But I'll be here for the time being.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's just jump right into it. We've tried recording this before, and my audio got fucked up, so now we have...
Mine's still fine. You could upload mine and just have it be me and have a really weird one-sided conversation. That would be...
like a Dora the Explorer episode?
Yeah.
Except with Steven Universe discussion?
Yeah, and I'll just be randomly laughing, and then they're like, okay.
God.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got 3 episodes to discuss this time. We have The Cluster, Super Watermelon, Steven Island, and the last one, which name I forgot. I just watched it. I can't believe I just forgot it, but
I mean, I watched it just last night, so
it'll be in the title or something. Like you guys will know what it is. I mean, come on.
The first 3 episodes of the Steven Bomb, so the 2-episode drop, and then the one that was as of recording yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So, do you want to give a quick do we want to go into thoughts? Do we want to give a synopsis? What do we want to do this time
let's just go into thoughts. I mean, we're a week removed now at this point from the two-parter. And yeah, like we said before, it was I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. It was I didn't realize how much I missed Steven until he was back when it was a week beforehand. So I was really pumped to see it, and it was everything I pretty much wanted out of the season premiere. I guess this is the season 3 premiere. Yeah. So. It had a lot of character moments. It had a lot of action, a lot of fan service action, but it still had moments for it to breathe a little bit and kind of go a little introspective in a weird way. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
So we're gonna be talking about both the Malachite and the Cluster as one kind of chunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
yeah, that's how I was treating it.
So with the Malachite part of it had been something we had all been kind of waiting for. We knew it was both of these were lingering threats, and it was cool that the SU team was let's just put both though. Let's have them fight them both at the same time. And you had this Pacific Rim fight against Malachite. And then you also had this Armageddon kind of situation going on,
right? Including
Bruce Willis and Steve Buscemi drill into the center of that Earth to destroy the Cluster.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know. It was good. I hope that both these plot points aren't wrapped up fully in that. I guess so. The Malachite thing ended with Lapis is back, yay! But Jasper just fell into a crater after 3 seconds of screen time, and then, so that's great. So obviously she's got to come back, right? Jasper's got to come back at some point.
Yeah, and then Aerosmith's gonna play "I Don't Want to Close Your Eyes." All right, no,
that's right.
No, damn it, that's not the name of the song. I don't want to close your eyes, Sora. Shit,
is that right?
Don't want to miss a thing.
Do we need to restart now?
No, we don't. Shut up, though. So, but the 2 episodes were huge, and it was this bombastic kind of it was cool because it's like you said, with Malachite, you had the cool visuals that the show is known for at this point.
We got to see Alexandrite actually throw some punches instead of just awkwardly sit at a dinner table.
And in my opinion, and I know your thoughts on it, but I thought the idea that Alexandrite doesn't necessarily have her own weapon. She uses the weapons of the other gems. She becomes Noctis from FF15.
That's actually a really good way to put it.
Out,
yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, I wasn't really on board with that. I wish she had her own weapon, but when you put it like that, I'm a little okay with it. Yeah, at least you use the weapons in an interesting way, like use them all in tandem with each other. It would still be cool to see your own awesome weapon, but yeah, maybe they couldn't think of one without it being too out there. So
well, she has the fire breath.
Yeah,
which I didn't know. I didn't catch that the first time I watched it. Actually,
right? No, that was definitely on the rewatch. I realized like when I was at it, when I wasn't just like, oh my god, this is awesome. Like, wait, fire breath? What? Okay.
Maybe she can do like a Godzilla like nuclear blast.
Maybe.
That's her weapon.
Okay.
But like I don't know, I like the idea of then all of a sudden it's like Alexandrite goes into different weapons and then Stand By Me covered by Florence and the Machine starts playing and and there's a $276 collector's edition of Steven Universe that has like a figurine and a movie that's played by Sean Bean. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just
Jeez.
That whole thing is so ridiculous. But anyways, back to Steven.
Yeah. So, but as much as I like the Alexandrite and Malachite fight, I think I actually prefer the cluster episode a little more.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Just because it has a lot more like world building and character moments, you know, like I mean the Alexandra fight was bombastic and it's a good way to bring people back into the show. Like, hey, here's Steven Universe, fuck you. Here's two giant gems fighting each other. Yes,
Ken Watanabe's like, let them fight.
Right.
No, but the writing in the cluster episode is like I love the little interactions. Like I always love it when Steven and Peridot like interact with each other.
Yeah, I'm always down for a Steven Peridot episode now. You know, I always love those two when they share a screen together. It's awesome. I love it so much. Yeah, I mean, we got those awesome moments like where like when Peridot was like you finally saw how concerned Peridot was for Earth when she thought that they screwed up and they were too late and she thought that everybody was going to die. And then like she was just the heartfelt apology, like I'm sorry I failed you and everyone else that I don't really care about, but still. And then Steven's first response is just to say like just to give her a hug and say I love you. And I'm like, geez, Steve, I don't need these waterworks right now, all right, man?
Oh geez, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh gee, thanks. Yeah.
She's come so far.
She really has. Like I mentioned before, before I ever saw Steven Universe, Peridot was the one person that I knew was like, oh, that's a character from Steven Universe, because the fan base really likes her a lot, so I saw fan art of her around even without knowing what it was. So she was like Miss Steven Universe to me before I even watched the show.
Steven Universe.
Yeah. So and then but as I was watching the show when she was first introduced, I was like, why do people like her so much? Like, she's a villain? Like, okay, she's quirky. Like, okay. And then as, like, we saw more episodes dedicated to her, I was like, okay, I get it. She's awesome. She's great. Yeah, we also got some interesting world, like, lore things when, like, they established that like all of these gem shards that make up the cluster, they all just want to form, like that's like they still have a consciousness. They still like it's almost like a primal like urge to just form. It was really weird and kind of dark. Like it reminded me of something like out of Full Metal Alchemist or something like that. It was a really kind of odd way to handle things, which is really cool. Like I don't know, there's a lot of implications that come with the cluster now that I make it way more fascinating to me than just, oh, it's a giant gem underground that's gonna blow up. The
last time we talked about this, you had mentioned you made the analogy of like the cluster being almost like the Philosopher's Stone.
Yes, indeed. That's what I felt like. Like I felt like that was. Yeah, I don't want to get into spoilers for Full Metal, but yeah, that's exactly what it felt like to me. Sort of horror kind of vibe. But of course, Steven does as he always does. It finds a non-violent way to find a solution. I hope this bubble solution isn't a permanent one, right? I hope they revisit the cluster at some point, because it can't just be wrapped up this neatly. I mean, there's a shitload of there's a shitload of gem shards that all have a sense of being that are trying to figure out how life is or something like that. Like you can't just let that go.
I think, well, the thing when like the first time I watched that section, it was like weird. Like, I had just come off of like a full day of work, and coming home like, yeah, I'm just gonna party up with Steven. And then and then there's this horrible existential crisis that happens in the episode, and like visually, it's really cool. You know what I mean? Like, because it like watching it's a very what the fuck kind of moment. Where it's a very it separates you and shows you exactly what the cluster is, and what the cluster is like, because they always kind of talked about, the cluster's just a billion shards, and you don't really think about what a billion shards is until that moment. Like, at least for me, like in my mind, it was very separated, that like
definitely,
like I'd forgotten that shards were, look, you see the gem mutants and how like they deal with the gem mutants, and so that's kind of like, I didn't think of it as like a billion individuals. So
exactly. I didn't really realize the implications of it until he showed it in front of me, and I'm like, oh Jesus, damn. But all in all, it was a really good episode. It was intimate yet still well paced. Like, I was still on the edge of my seat, but it also had room to breathe. And I love episodes that are like that. It felt pretty well rounded.
Oh yeah, I love that last shot of that episode too, where it's the bubbled cluster, and how how despite its form, it's still oddly beautiful.
Yeah, in a weird way.
Like it's this very like nice like moment, I felt.
Yeah. So I guess we should move on to the third episode that just aired last night. Yeah.
Okay, so just so you guys are aware, that last section might have seemed a little, rushed, but it is because, it is 3 episodes. I just wanted to address that real quick. Like, everyone had a week to sit on that, so like we're gonna talk about the one that just aired, last night. Lapis, though, right? Like, my favorite gem, Lapis Lazuli, though.
Right, and I've always said that she's not my favorite, but that's only because I haven't seen enough of her yet, and I was really looking forward to having some more episodes with her, and like after those leaks came out, we knew that like Lapis would be back in some shape or form, so I was really anticipating that a lot, and I'm just so happy that they got a chance to just hang out for a little bit, and they were flying around and seeing.
They visited you.
They visited me, and what's their universe's New York City? It's
Empire City, and it has like the Eiffel Tower and everything.
Where what happens in Empire City
never sleeps.
That's Jesus.
and then it's not even like a joke place. It's just, and there's Jersey.
It's Jersey, yeah. And they have the turnpike down like flat, like that's going into Lincoln Tunnel to go into New. Oh my God, it was perfect.
These people also hate the Earth.
Yeah, that was a nice little jab, but I can't. I can't believe they did that. That was awesome.
Dude,
yeah.
All I could think to myself was, Sora's somewhere in there.
Yep, they flew over me. I wish I was looking up at the skies and maybe I could see Lapis. It reminded me in a weird way of like, I don't know why I got How to Train Your Dragon vibes from that soaring scene, and like Lapis is like freaking toothless. I don't even know. It was weird, but it was awesome. It was great.
Oh, dude.
They even acknowledged, like, Steven was like, when she was about to leave for the first time, Steven was like, it seems like I can only like talk to you when something terrible is happening. And, yeah, I'm glad that they had a chance to
I was genuinely mad. Like,
when she was about to leave?
Well, because it was that moment where it's like, oh man, Lapis is finally, she's finally free from Jasper. She's finally gonna have that moment, and then she's about to leave. I'm like, no, though. Like, you just got back. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't get why they did that fake out though, because like literally she leaves and then she's back, and then Steven's like, why are you here? And she's like, oh well, I just realized that they can't accept me in Homeworld. I'm like, you didn't realize that? Well, I don't know, whatever. I just don't get why they even had to have the fake out in the first place, But whatever, it's fine.
Maybe it's so that like they didn't pack her up in the car and take her to the temple.
Yeah,
because that was kind of a weird scene. I mean, it wasn't weird, but it's like, I guess I always just assumed that Peridot would go with them to the temple.
right. That's true. So she's just gonna hang out at the barnyard now.
That's
I mean,
gonna
I
be
guess
her
that makes
little lab.
sense. Yeah, because like that's always been like that was where Universe's Universal Space Travel, or if I think I got that right.
Yeah.
So it's always been like an engineering place. So I guess that makes sense for her to hang out and do her experiments and stuff like that. When are they going to change her costume, though? I want a star on that costume, all right? When's it going to happen?
Probably when the full resolution happens.
What, when we have...
I mean, like, I think that you'll get the star, because she has to get badly hurt, or she has to reform, you know?
Oh, yeah, she'll have to reform. That's true. It's not really a costume, it's just her form. So, yeah, she'll have to reform. But, okay. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Like, I just wanted to say real quick, the fact that we finally got Lapis's backstory.
Yes. It was interesting.
Like,
finally seeing that, like, she was mistaken for a crystal gem, huh? So I guess that's kind of why she harbors so much resentment for them, because they're the reason that she's been stuck on Earth for so many years, you know? For such a long time.
Yeah, that was... I love Lapis. She's like she's one of my favorite characters, but like, oh, it's so good. It's so good how they deal with her. Like, she's like this always constantly in pain character. Like,
yeah, being Lapis is suffering. That's why I was happy for her when she was able to have fun for a little bit, right? I mean, Christ.
Dude, like, just like I love like the idea of her being like just what water represents, kind of, in that whole in that whole respect, you know what I mean? Like the idea that like the fact, like, as she gets mad, the water, you know, rises. When she wants to show Steven something, the water becomes like a mirror. Like,
right. Yeah, that was a really cool way to set up that story, like where like everything just get envelopes in like a dome of water and ice, and oh man, it's just the visual kind of direction that they go with for like the galaxy warp and stuff like that. Oh, it's just really good. It's really awesome.
For a second there, I thought she was gonna take the galaxy warp.
Just go home.
I don't know what, like, the way that they play that up, like it's in the same way that like when Peridot looks at like the communicator for the diamonds. Mm-hmm. Like, it was that same kind of like look, and I was like, come on, Steven Universe, you've betrayed me before.
Right.
Don't do this to me again.
I think Peridot's proven herself. I think she's here to stay, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how Lapis kind of adjusts, you know? I mean, we were kind of right on that edge of like, yeah, like, I think I could hang out on Earth, and then we get to the final shot of the episode where she meets Peridot.
Yeah, like, it's there, dude. It's finally there. Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they settle that, resolve that. And it was kind of funny, like, seeing her kind of act like no, like, Earth's my home away from home, like, right, Steven? And then like as if Steven has the authority on that, and he's just like, crap. I mean, I can hardly blame Lapis for harboring that much resentment, you know? I mean, she was stuck on that goddamn... So she made it back to Homeworld, and then she was forced to come back with Jasper, right? Like, she wasn't on that trip willingly, right?
Right.
Jeez, man.
She was the quote-unquote informant.
Right. Well, they didn't seem like they treated their informant all that well, you know? And, jeez. It's just... Being Lapis is suffering. I want her to get a break, you know?
I'm sure she will. Like,
I also wonder how she's going to deal with fusion, you know? I mean, you got to look at that mentality, like, you know, Garnet said it best, like, she was forced to endure that really awful fusion with Jasper for such a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if she's just totally blocked off to the whole entire concept, you know?
Oh, it's that plus, like, just the idea of her trusting another gem. Like,
yeah.
Like, fusion's always been this
Mm-hmm.
representation of like, or the embodiment of like relationships and that kind of thing, and that's why Malachite came out the way like they did, and or she did. And when you look at like the best way of putting it is Lapis was in a toxic relationship for like a year, like the most toxic relationship possible. She's gonna be really hostile to like other gems, like into if it comes to like fusion and that kind of thing. She probably is very off to the idea.
Right. Whereas at least Peridot shows some sort of curiosity towards it. I think it's gonna be quite some time before we see Lapis in another fusion. You know.
Yeah. Like.
I mean, it's really interesting to see where they go with her character from here. I think. Because I mean, I have a feeling like not only Peridot are gonna butt heads with Lapis, but I could see like, you know, like Pearl and Amethyst specifically being pretty insensitive to her situation, you know, just because like I don't know, I'm really interested to see where they go from here, you know, where this whole Steven. It's not really a bomb anymore, is it? Because it's once a week, but whatever, wherever this whole group of episodes goes. You know,
this Steven Blitzkrieg.
Blitzkrieg works. That works.
this Steven aerial bombing, like.
Jesus. Now we're getting a little dark.
No. I'm looking forward to the one problem I would have with this is the leaks that happened. That bothers me so fucking much.
I don't know. Have you watched any of the leaks? I don't even know what leaks you've watched. There's so many at this point.
I don't know. Like not to kind of go on a side tangent. It's just like with the bomb. Normally it's like with Sardonyx, for example, right? They remember the week of Sardonyx last year, they had San Diego Comic-Con and they showed the clip, they showed Sardonyx, they showed the fusion. It was a big deal. Like it's super cool to watch that whole crowd of people get excited for Sardonyx. And that was an official kind of sneak preview. With these leaks though, like let me put it this way. We've known that there's gonna be an episode where Peridot and Lapis like are yucking it up, or not yucking it up, but they're having like, you know, some sort of issue. We've known about this for months because somewhere down the line it got leaked through Cartoon Network UK.
Right.
So like, it sucks. It super sucks because next week I kind of already know what's gonna happen, and it's not because I've watched the clips, but it's because the fandom. At least the way it is on Tumblr, sometimes people forget to, you know, put the SU spoilers tag on there. Or you look up images and Google just shows all of it, and they show the spoilers. Or worse yet, you're looking at videos on YouTube and in a thumbnail.
Right, no, that is the worst. That's how I got spoiled in leaks, because like literally I remember one of the leaks was literally Lapis in a thumbnail, and I'm like, God damn it, are you kidding me? And this was before the Steven birthday bomb, I think, or was right after it at least, you know, so this is many months ago at this point, which is a real bummer. I mean, I kind of hang around the Steven Universe subreddit a little bit, and they've been pretty good about it. They have to have an advanced spoilers mark, so not just spoilers, but advanced spoilers, and that means that that's from a leak or something. So if you're not, at least I haven't run into anything that I'm not already accepted. Like, I didn't get spoiled on anything that I didn't spoil myself on, if that makes sense, you know?
Oh, yeah. In the Tumblr, it's very weird because, like, it's not weird. It's just, you set up, like, image sets and everything, or video clips and that kind of thing. And it's users' discretion to put those spoilers there. Mm-hmm. But there's no, like, but, like, you can't, like, report or block anyone because of something.
Oh, really?
Like that.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's
at least with Reddit, you can just downvote or even report it to a mod, and they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll hide it until they put a spoiler tag on it. It's
weird. So right now, but right now where the fandom is all those people who like, it's weird because the crack ship might be a thing, and I am so excited for crack ship being real. I want Lapidot to be a thing. I want and I don't mean like I want Lapidot to be like canon. I just want like good, like I want like good interaction, because Steven Universe is great like with interactions and playing off of different character traits and characteristics and that kind of thing.
Well, they've certainly set it up for a lot of interaction between those two. They got a lot to hash out, you know.
Oh yeah. I was talking to to Mika the other day about this whole thing with Lapidat, like before this episode came out, and the thing that the thing that we both kind of agreed on, and the thing that she kind of mentioned was like, if Lapis was going to hang out with any of the gems, it would be Peridot, because she hates the crystal gems. She blatantly despises the crystal gems. Like, if she's going to hang out with any of gem out of just like like a false sense of camaraderie or anything like that, or because there's something in common, it would be
Peridot.
Yeah,
because they're both exiles at this point.
Right.
Recent exiles, I should say. They're all exiles, but still.
Yeah.
I feel you on that one. Yeah, they could definitely reach amends to a point where they could actually probably be closer than they are to the rest of the crystal gem. It'll be an interesting pathway they take. They could even. I wouldn't even. It would be interesting to see if Lapis. Like right now, it seems like we're assuming that Lapis is going to become a crystal gem, right? At some point. I mean, what if she just kind of ends up doing her own thing? I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, and that would be also pretty interesting.
What I would like is I'm sorry, I didn't mean
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
What I would really enjoy is, because they kind of set it up where there's going to be the temple gems, like those three, our static group, we have Pearl, Garnet, and Amethyst. That's going to be the temple. I would love it if like the barn was Peridot, Lapis, and potentially maybe in the future Jasper, and you just had these two different groups. That way, you have like that way Steven can go and be with the temple gems and have those episodes happen, and then every now and then you go back to the barn and you see
like a Teen Titans and Titans East kind of situation, or that's what it sounds like.
Sorta, I can also see where you're coming from with Lapis kind of just wandering like the earth, trying to explore and see the world, if you will.
Right. I mean, they dropped that hint, like where she's barely seeing the earth, and yeah, I could see her doing her thing. I also kind of hope that Jasper either stays evil or does her own. I hope she doesn't become a crystal gem. I don't. I mean, who knows? Maybe the show can make me like her, but she's irredeemable at this point for me, I think.
I think, I wouldn't say she's irredeemable. I think it's more like she's a warrior with her pride.
She is, but she also headbutted Steven in the face, so fuck you.
But she's, it's not that she said, this is a human child, and then headbutted the child.
Right, I know. She still sees her as rose quartz, literally. So, I know, and I get that. Is still, I don't think they could make her have the turnaround that Peridot had.
Of course, I don't think it'll go that far. But what I can see is, and we discussed this a little bit beforehand. I can see, because you had mentioned that some people were saying that the reason they didn't show Jasper's face is because her gem is cracked.
Yeah, that's a theory that's going on right now, is that her gem is cracked, and that's why they never showed it. So.
What and the theory that I would really like is if Steven is able to heal and give a sense of of trust with Jasper, because Jasper, for all intents and purposes, believes that Steven is Rose Quartz, who's using the form of a small child. That's why, because one of the lines that she says is like, this is sick. Like, it's like she's so prideful as a warrior. That she wants to fight Rose on even grounds, and she doesn't understand what Steven is. She has no idea what that whole thing is all about. And part of her warrior pride, I honestly believe, is that she's just following orders. She wants, she also wants to be victorious. She's incredibly prideful. I'm not trying to defend Jasper, but I feel like a big part of Steven Universe is understanding every character. No character in the show is evil.
Sure.
Except for maybe the diamonds, but they're not. But even then, they're not evil. They just think of.
We haven't even seen enough of them for me to decide if they're super evil, duper evil or not. I think they made Yellow Diamond out like that, but
I think it's just a very I think if anything, the diamonds would just be like, oh, we're literally better. Mm-hmm. That's just their thought process. Yeah. So at the end of the day, if Jasper did come back, I don't see her ever becoming a crystal gem, But I would see her having some, like, because Steven's always the peacekeeper. She'd have a respect for Steven, if anything. And like you said before, she becomes the Sasuke Uchiha of Steven Universe.
Jesus Christ, I didn't say that. You inferred that.
No, that's what you said, though. You said that she would become Sasuke and wander as a renegade, defeating mutant gems.
No. I don't want that.
I think I'm pretty sure if Lapis and Jasper ever saw each other again, that shit would be horrible.
Oh shit! I'm looking forward to that. And I really like that. Sounds bad, but like that episode's gonna be awesome whenever they meet again. You know, that's gonna be real tense.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm so pumped. I'm really excited for not only these next new episodes coming out, but just where Steven Universe is going from here. You know, we're finally getting to that point where it just feels like there's so much of this world to explore. Like they've set up so much stuff. The only way to go from here is up, I feel like, you know?
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to I am looking forward to next week's episode, but unfortunately I know what's gonna happen in next week's episode, so we'll Velvet talk about it next week, obviously, but like I guess I'm just looking forward to the end of this bomb, if you will. So
it should be good.
Oh hell yeah. Oh, no doubt in my mind. So any thoughts or anything you want to give out real quick about like maybe what's coming up or anything like that? Like any theories?
Theories. I mean, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we get to a point where Lapis and Peridot are at some sort of okay terms by the end of this bomb, you know. Either that or Lapis leaves again. It's got to be one or the other, right?
She's not going to yuck it up with Pearl and those guys.
No, I don't necessarily see that yet. But yeah, I mean, I feel like these next, we know for the fact, like, well, there's at least one more episode where they're going to like have to hash things out. And so I guess that I wouldn't be surprised, and I hope they take their time to do that, you know? I mean, I don't think this is going to be, let's wrap it up in 11 minutes and okay, we're buddies, you know? I just hope they take their time to fix this kind of conflict, you know?
Like the Week of Sardonyx, kind of?
Yeah, exactly. That was one of my favorite things of the Week of Sardonyx, where that like it felt like characters' actions have consequences. This is one of those like for a kid's show, it feels like these characters' actions and their feelings, they have consequences. And so I hope they give enough weight to the kind of pain that Lapis has gone through and give it its due time. And I'm pretty sure that they'll handle that pretty well. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What about you?
I think that oh man, I think that the Lapidot feels are real. I just want to see some more interactions between them. I'm shipping trash, guys. I'm literally shipping trash. I like to think that in the next episode we might be introduced to a genuine problem. There's gonna be some harsh things probably said. Lapis probably is not gonna trust Peridot, and that's totally a thing.
Yeah.
I like to believe that, because we did mention the fusion possibilities beforehand with Lapis. If there was going to be one character she would fuse with, I would hope that over time it would. And that's not me being shipping trash. It's me being just looking at the show. It would be Peridot. Because I feel like out of all those characters, it would more likely than not be Perry. So at the end of the bomb, I do see. What I would hope for is at the end of this span of episodes, we get a hint of something else, because we've so far, I mean, Steven Universe starts off like there's no real enemy or threat, and it doesn't really come until later. It's just establishing the world, and it seems like since the episode, not the message, but like the episode where you're introduced to Peridot and you're introduced to Lapis and those characters, that there's been like looming threats in the distance.
Yeah.
So I would hope that by the end of even if next week or the week after, I would hope that they hint at some looming threat, because Yellow Diamond is so far off in the distance in my mind, at least right now. But I would hope that one day, Yellow Diamond sends her stand users to go fight, Steven, and then they have to go make a trip to Space Egypt.
Oh, Jesus. Of course, it all comes back to Dio.
Yellow Diamond is Dio, dude. I mean, what would Yellow Diamond's weapon be? It would have to be, like, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be, like, something that's, like, like a sword or an axe.
The Cluster!
She has the power of time itself! Shit, man. Like, really think about that. I think it would be a complete... It would be, like... There's, like, out of all the cool things we've seen in Steven Universe, a diamond has to have some sort of, like, incredible power,
Oh, yeah. I mean, we know that there's gonna be a huge anime-ass, hype-ass fight, like it's, Malachite and Alexandrite were just the beginning, I mean, so even though they've wrapped up the cluster and they kind of put a bow on that for now, like, as soon as, like Yellow Diamond's gonna have to step on Earth at some point, right? Or they're gonna have to go to her. One of the two. Yeah, and that's when there's gonna be some crazy ass fights going on.
She's gonna want her cluster.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. Which goes into real quick the fan theory that why do they want the cluster? Because the gems are at war right now with someone else. And that could be potentially a thing, because you can't expand an empire without, running into some issues. So why do they even need the cluster in the first place?
Right, that's true. They actually even haven't. Why are they conquering all these guys? Yeah, for power, for. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. I didn't even thought about that angle, but yeah, it's. Shit. I'm just so excited.
My favorite dumb little fan theory is, like, the gems are at war with, like, metal, like metal based beings. With who use, like, male pronouns.
Oh my god. I hope it doesn't do that.
I really hope it doesn't, but, like, that would be so, like, I think that'd be, like, the moment where I'd be like, that's a thing. Okay. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Shit, man. Like, that would be, But, like, as it stands right now, like I said, Yellow Diamond is somewhere looming on the horizon. We have, other, things that might happen. But the cluster, like you said, I hope, the cluster is one of those things that isn't resolved yet. It's a temporary, it is a Band-Aid over the wound, essentially.
Yeah.
And that it's
got to be addressed again.
I feel like because it still exists, that proves something.
Yeah.
So I think Yellow Diamond will hopefully show herself, stop time, and then punch Garnet like muta muta.
Oh my god.
Your future vision can't stop this.
Oh man. It'll be so hype.
God, that's like a whole different thing. Like, we don't know enough about the diamonds, but, like, I bet there's people out there who analyze, like, those actual, like, walls and those glyphs. And we're able to, like, determine certain things.
Oh, there's a lot of theories going on right now. A lot of them are pretty interesting. Anyways, I'm super glad to have Steven Universe back in my life now. It's been too long, and I hope that this hiatus is the longest one we'll see. Oh, geez, because it was rough. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see where they go from here.
Yeah. All right, and you know what? Let's close on that note. So next time on the Velvet Room, guys, just so you guys are aware, the schedule is going to be a little weird for a bit. You're gonna get more of these Velvet Talks, obviously, and these should come out on Fridays. Do you think that'd be okay, Sora?
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan to me.
All right, so Asagao is on hiatus right now, obviously because Gangmudo's out in Mystic Lands right now. So yeah, so. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good time. Let us know in the comments down below what you think is going to happen in the next Steven Universe episode, because I think that'd be fun to talk about.
Definitely. So thanks for getting us to listen, guys.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right. Talk to you guys later.